Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. That should cover everybody. How's everybody doing? Welcome to my live stream. I noticed that the thumbnail for the live stream was my Scalemodeling logo, but not my live streaming one, which was strange because I'm sure I set that correctly last time. But anyway, YouTube is just one little glitch after another for me when it comes to these live streams. Anyway, what I need to know from everybody watching, and g'day, I'll get through the list of everybody who showed up shortly, is how's the syncing going? Am I doing a Bruce Lee, or are we okay? Because I've cut the resolution down to 720p I'm streaming at, so there'd be less bandwidth, and I'm hoping that everything's a bit more in sync. So let me know in chat if I'm okay, or if I'm a bit of this, Okay, sync is good. Hey Ron, good. I don't know what time it is there. Evening, I think. Ron, good on you, mate. Thank you. Okay, sync is good. I'm glad I fixed that problem, sort of. I don't like streaming at a lower resolution, but here in Australia, we've got crap internet. And I actually did a bit of checking up. It was Sam who actually suggested going 5G internet is available. And she was getting this will make you cringe, but my upload speed, what was it, 25 megabyte per second? But, no, upload was 9 megabytes per second. Yeah, bad. And apparently on 5G it's 10 times that. But when I rang up and inquired about it, it turns out that 5G is not available in my area. Go figure. I live smack bang in the middle of Sydney, Australia's capital. I can see the buildings of the city in the distance, no more than, without traffic, a good 20-minute drive away. And yet there's no 5G available here. That's just... So I don't have the option of boosting my internet speed, which would have cost me about the same as what I'm paying on my current plan. So I haven't given up. I'll ring around and find out what else is available, because I need a better upload speed. If I can't be streaming like this, and just uploading videos and everything would be much, much better. Anyway, let's get to who's in chat, and let's go. So John Alec, welcome, mate. You were first in chat. You get the gold prize, gold trophy, which just imagine you've got it, because I don't have one. But yeah, you're in at just about nearly half hour before the stream started. Good on you, mate. Good to see you. Paul Price, as usual, good morning to you, mate. A couple of suburbs away. I will say it was nice to meet you for real when we met up with me and Sam at the coffee shop. We also took a peek inside our local hobby store, Hobby Co, and spent a bit of money. But yeah, it was good to meet up and catch up with you, mate. Going down the list, excuse me. Hobby M Style is live, is on. Hello from Russia, mate. How are you, buddy? Good to see you joining. I'm glad there's a few new people that are coming in, because as I'll mention a bit later, the channel's been doing really, really well, and subscribers just went through the roof in the last 3 days. So there's quite a lot of new people around. So that's great. That's great. And that's with thanks to a couple of other people out there in the video streaming land. All right. Who else we got? Going down the list. Michael Naven, how are you, mate? Good evening to you, I'm guessing. And you've just gone out by the looks of it. Got to go shopping with the missus. Okay, no worries. We'll let you go. that sounds like a good enough reason. Pebble Creek Models, how are you? I'm going to put your names up first of all. So where's our friend, our new fellow here? Here he is, Hobby M Style. Welcome. Go down to the list of all the regulars that pop in. And then we have Pebble Creek Models. Hello. How are you? Nice to see someone else. Welcome. Welcome. Eric from Rascals Models, Rascals Hobbies. How are you, buddy? Welcome, as usual. Who else? We've got a few people, haven't we? Dan's in. Hello, Dan. Good one. Going down the list, we've got Ron, of course. Ron, how are you, buddy? By the way, fantastic work on the hull, getting that sprayed. You had me a little bit worried there when you were painting the coat over, when you were masking up. I'm thinking, you should have put a clear coat over. It's just a habit. If I ever do anything big like that, I'll put a clear coat over my primer, just in the off chance. It offers that extra bit of layer of protection when it comes to peeling your tape off, that it's not going to lift the paint. But yours thankfully turned out fine. So yeah, looking forward to your next video, which will come out in about 4 hours in my time. Yeah, and we'll see a bit more of the result that you got. Jeff, hello Jeff. Good afternoon to you. Greetings. Pebble Creek, good in Canada. Good. Pebble Creek Models is in Canada. Very good. So is Ron. Talking about locations, I was just looking at my statistics the other day, and my top 3 countries, in fact, Australia is not even in the top 3 countries that watch my channel. We have the UK at the top of the list, then we have the US, and then we have Japan. Maybe there's something to do with the boat behind me here, but yeah, Japanese. Everything's looked good. Yep, great, thank you. And here we go. We've got Fernando here from NY, which would be New York. So welcome. Let me just go quickly over to the stream. We've got 21 watching already. Fantastic. That's great. I flipped from StreamYard, where I'm reading the chat from, which is delayed, to the live stream, which I thought might have been causing my lag as well, but apparently it's not, so that's okay. And when I look at my live stream, it looks quite good too, doesn't it? It's quite clear for 720. So yeah, we might be able to stick with that. I'm glad the syncing is fixed. For those who don't know, all my videos live streaming have been just bad lag in them, and so I don't know what caused it. And yet the strange thing is, if I went onto a live stream with somebody else, the lag went away. Anyway, modeling doing better. Yes. Hi. Good. Yep. Everybody's saying hello to each other. That's good. Jeff, still tired. I hope you're getting better soon, mate. Hello. For Christmas, I bought myself a gift. This is from Hobby M Style. A gift U-boat type. Oh, very nice. 1/48 scale. U552. Man, that looks like that would be a nice model. Yeah, definitely. I can't show you at the moment, but I think it was about maybe the last video or the video before the live stream. We did a bit of a tour around my apartment here, and I've got a U-boat sitting over there. And I really like doing the U-boats. There's something different, aren't they? They just, and they weather so well. You can do some amazing weathering on them. So yeah, that's a great model. That sounds fantastic. I have the build video of a couple of U-boats I've done. I did what is that? It's just down there somewhere. The I-400 1/700 scale. video as well. That was a good build too. Rightio, we got Paul Price, yes, saying hello to everybody. Moving down chat, I'll try and catch up. It's all good. We're saying hello, Dan. Yes, I said hello to Dan. It's all good. Pebble Creek saying hello. Moving on. Yeah, don't want to get too far behind. Let me go. Here's Bilge is in and he's driving. No problem, mate. I know the feeling. Unfortunately, every time on Ice Queen 7's chat, I'm driving a truck. So, yes, I can listen, but I can't watch or interact. But, yeah, mate, you know what they say? Keep both hands on the wheel. All right, good. David Robinson, hello. Hello, buddy. Hello and welcome. And Wayne Saunders is in. Hello, welcome, hello. And we've got Anthony Jones is in. Good morning to you. Fantastic. And we have a Scott H. Hi all from New Hampshire, USA. Nice part of the country up there. I think many years ago drove through New Hampshire and the states around there. Very nice. I love the architecture and what time of the year was that? That was around my birthday in May. Yeah, it was really nice. Paul Price saying hello to everybody. Moving down to boldly go, James. Welcome, James. How are you, mate? Just watched your video on the Yamato turret. Brilliant, mate. Brilliant. Isn't that thing huge? Wow. And like I mentioned in my comment on it was that the weathering would be difficult, wouldn't it? Because the bigger it is, the more realistic you got to get it looking. Which not like you've got to throw mud on there and stuff like a tank, but still to get that shade and so forth. I mean, here's a question for you might be able to answer. Big models, even like my Yamato ship there. Now, when I built the 1/700 scale Yamato just about a month ago, I painted all the superstructure in an undercoat that was black. I used black primer because when I put the grey over the top, you got that nice shadow detail underneath. And now I'm thinking, on a bigger scale, would you still use black underneath? Or would that be harder would that affect your primary grey going over the top and make it a darker grey than what you really want? Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go as far as spray the whole hull in a black primer, but I have seen some videos where they've done an orangey colour or like an orange colour over the primer before you put the top hull red, and that came through just a little bit to give that sort of a rusty worn look through the paint. But anyway, like Ron was tossing up when he was suggesting to him to add red to the hull red. I've done that on a couple of ships. There's one down there, a Russian one. I did it for the first time on my Russian missile cruiser down there, and that made it look a bit less brown. So it came up. But then the hull red is the hull red, and yeah, you see them ships up in dry dock, and they do look more like the hull red, don't they? Well, closer to that than really even up there. The Queen Mary is looking a bit more pristine than it would if you were to lift that up out of the water and have a look. Anyway, good to have you, James, mate. G'day, mate, James, I should say. What he's saying, good morning to James. Yes, going down. I have 9 ships in 200 scale. Wow, okay, Hobby M style. But I decided to buy a submarine. I also want to build a Yamato in 200. Yes. Well, there's a few of us on the channel like To Boldly Go, which is James, also has a Yamato, and yeah, there's a few builds going on the channel, different levels of experience. Some really, really nice ones coming up, and of course my one. But you're right. I think when I was building ships, it was something I went and bought a submarine just to do something a bit different. So I still stuck with the water theme, but the submarine was, yeah, and that's when I ended up doing. I've done 3 submarines. I've done I don't remember. I think it's a 172 scale, the bigger one. Excuse me. The 350 scale U254, which has all the interior you can see, and then I've got the 1700 scale I400. So yeah, submarines is just a nice change. Everyone's saying hello to Dan. Hello, Dan. Moving down quickly. Yes, thank you. It does look good. That's great. But you're doing well, totally deserved. Yeah, thank you, mate. I will mention, I'll just keep going, JL. Hello from California. Hello and welcome, my friends. And 26 watching. How about that? Like, you know, that's great. That's great. I think that could be the most ever at one time. Fantastic. And while you're at it, give us a thumbs up, because YouTube and I love thumbs up. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a cough. I don't know why. I'm going to drink some more of my morning liqueur. For those who don't know, it's 6:15 in the morning. The sun is coming up, but it's a cloudy day. Could possibly be a bit of rain. So hello, Sam. Glad you could be on. Good morning. Good. And yeah, great. I lost my train of thought for a second there. Yeah, I looked at the weather and I saw the clouds. I thought, because I've got to go out today and do a few things, and I've got a motorbike and I don't have a car, so if it rains I get wet, and it just makes things a little bit more awkward. I need a haircut, as you can see. Yeah, got to cut off all this grey stuff. Yeah, so I need to get a haircut today. How are we going? Everybody's saying hello and good morning to Sam. Good. Huge kit. Detailed interior. Wow. Okay. Yeah, the subs with the interiors look fantastic. Yeah, and maybe somebody should bring out a ship with an interior viewable. I mean, that would be a big job. But I mean, like aircraft carriers, where you can look in through and see inside the hangar bays. Fantastic. But yeah, maybe a ship with a cutaway section. Not that I don't think there'd be much. I mean, crew quarters. Depends on the ship, doesn't it? All right. Well, we'll keep going. Keep going down the stream, down the list. Hello, everybody's saying hello to Sam. I should get one, you reckon? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I know. There we go. Sam saying hello to everybody. Saying hello to Eric, who is there under the disguise of Rascals. Where are we? Gosh, just catching up with chat. I need somebody to help me with chat. Actually, you might notice I put out an offer to somebody to come on live with me for this week's show, and didn't get any takers. G'day, Rob. Good evening to you. Everyone's saying hello to Rob. Yeah, so because I noticed that when I've got 2 people on, when there's 2 people on here, there was no lag. But anyway, so I'm doing it solo. That's all right. Yeah, it's too early in the morning for most people here in Australia to want to come on. Models and Beer. Welcome, buddy. Hello. Welcome on. Welcome. How are you? Hope you're good. Everybody's saying hello to you. I'm catching up on the chat now, which is good. Here we go down. Scott H. Yes, yes, he's doing. Yes, the Arizona build, very, very nice, very nice. I can hear rain outside now. There's a bit of rain coming down. Yay! Oh, anyway, moving down. What was I going to? There's a few things I got to talk about today. I'm almost down the bottom of the chat. Great, just went by. Need to shovel. Okay. All right, I've caught up. Fantastic. 24 thumbs up, 24 watching. Fantastic. So, yes, so what I wanted to mention is my 1/35th scale Australian ASLAV that I'm going to build with Hibbo from Hibbo's Model Bench and Jason from Aussie Scale Modeler is delayed in the mail. So how about this, right? This is what's happened. I ordered it. I'm just looking at my tracking at the moment. So it came from Victoria, in Melbourne, Victoria, and I ordered it on the 5th of December. Usually a week at the most is how long it would take to get stuff, you know. So tracking shows it's in transit, and then it arrived in Sydney, and then it arrived at the sorting centre in Caringbah, which is not far away, and it's heading to my post office box. That was on the 7th of December. I saw no tracking, and then it came up with delayed. If I don't receive it by the 26th of December, to call Australia Post. I thought, well, I want it before the 26th of December. So I put in a customer inquiry. So I've lodged that on the 13th. That worked because then it said on my tracking, item processed at facility in Brisbane. So they sent it from Melbourne to Sydney to just, 25 minutes from my place at the sorting centre, ready to go to my post office box down the road, and they sent it to Queensland. Great. So now it's on the 14th in Brisbane. It says in transit to next facility in Botany, New South Wales. Now it's processing in the facility on the 15th, which was yesterday, my time, in southwest Sydney. And now it's in it's in transit now to Caringbah, back where it originally was. And then at 1:30 a.m. this morning, which is 5.5 hours ago, arrived at sorting facility in Caringbah. So it's back at Caringbah. How the hell it hitched a ride to Brisbane, I don't know. But now the expected date is next week, between Monday or Thursday next week. Possibly, I've seen this happen before, it may get here today, which is one of my errands I need to do when I head off on my bike in the rain, and is to check at the post office and see if it's coming, because they've obviously given it priority, so it may come today. Because I was hoping to show it on here and have a look at it and see what it's all about. But anyway, and yes, it was from B&A. Paul's got, I think my Evergreen stock order from B&A must be on the same truck. yeah. I don't know how they did that. Yeah, that's, and the thing that gets me is they say just delayed, but they don't give you the reason. It's just the tracking showing you where it's going. I mean, how did that happen? How did someone scan it and send it off there? Anyway, so that's that. Now, my last video that just wound up my series was the Yamato turret, the Fujimi one. And you'll see that it's no longer sitting over in the little corner of the shelf over there anymore, because I've got it right here. So if you haven't already and you want to go back and have a look at this build, there it is. And now you'll notice that none of it is weathered. because I would like to display this next to my, get it right, 1200 ship on the base, and I'll just sit that under the case cover next to the ship. Now now it's not weathered because I'm going to weather this at the same time as I do the Yamato, so that it all blends in properly. But you'll see that it actually comes apart, so that comes off, and there's like the rollers on there for it to rotate. There you can see all the interior. Someone asked in the comments, were the shells white? I think they were. I think they originally were. All right, so yeah. Now this kit comes with 3 of them. I've only built the one because I only needed to film the one. My hand's shaking. It must be the caffeine. This is no sugar, but it's got caffeine. I've already had a cup of coffee this morning, so yeah, look at that, hand shaking. Anyway, so yeah, it's a really nice kit. They come up really nice. Now the thing with it too is that all under here, it's all detailed inside too, so you can see all the workings inside. You can see where the shells get loaded. It's really nice. The turrets go up and down, as you can see. But this does not come off very easily, so I'm not going to try and take it off. Maybe the next one I build, I'll try to make it more off, or I may just, part of the displays, I'll just sit the whole top down beside it so you can see all the interior. Yeah, but yeah, it's a really good build, and that's what you end up with. So yeah, someone also suggested in the comments I could put all the little sailors, all the crew inside there. And yeah, I suppose you could if you got the 1/200 scale crew. You could put them, a few of them around there, just to give you a better size perspective. Because look at the size of the thing. I mean, look at the size of the guns on the top, anti-aircraft guns on the top of this thing. You know, you'd have like, you know, a couple people up on there. These big guns. From what I know, these were the same weight of a US frigate. I don't remember the tons, how many tons, but anyway. So if you don't already know, Nigel's modelling bench did a review of this, as I did as well, and he just did one just a few days ago. Yes, that's from the, well, that's not from the Yamato kit, that's from Fujimi. So I've got the whole 2 videos of the build of that. Yes, it's a separate kit. I just thought it'd be nice to see the interior, the inside of it, that you don't see on the actual Yamato kit, which you can see here. Yeah. So as I was saying, Nigel, yeah, so he put up a video, and I've got to say thanks a lot to Nigel for giving me a bit of a shout out there, and went through all the details of this as well. So yeah, you can whip over there and check out his. He's done a couple of turrets. He's building one. He's weathered one, some larger ones. Yeah, really good stuff. So yeah, I've got to say thank you, Nigel, for the shout out there, because obviously my subscribers, since I put out that first, I've also put out, as you know, part 1 of the Yamato build, and I'm just keeping up with, hello Alan, how are you, mate? You're not too late, you're okay, that's great, welcome. And Sam's just said, I ordered a kit from Hobbyco online on the 5th of December with express post. The order still hasn't been filled. I rang them and they stated we're going to refund the express post. Really? That's fine. But what about your kit? You know? Yeah. I mean, it's Christmas, I can understand. They're busier. But I think during the last 2 years of COVID, they probably should have picked up more employees, because post went through the roof. Everybody was ordering online. the number of packages and stuff would have gone through the roof with everybody home quarantining and ordering stuff online. But we won't go into that. I think it's all got to do with people they outsource to contractors, and they even use Uber drivers to deliver stuff when it's busy. I mean, I'm surprised that things make it in one piece. So anyway, hopefully you'll get your kit soon, Sam. These are I don't know how available they are for you in Russia, but they're quite available here in Australia, and places like B&A, they'll ship all over the world if you really get desperate. I also mentioned that to Ron, if you're still lurking around, is B&A will ship to Winnipeg in Canada too. Postage may be a bit expensive, but I can tell you that the packaging of B&A and the tracking is A quality class. From our end to your end, that thing will arrive quite safely, I'm sure. But, check it out if you want to have a look at B&A. I looked it up in Canadian dollars. It was probably about maybe $700. I don't know if that might have included postage. Not sure. But anyway, I've just got my email open because I wanted to go through something with you guys afterwards. And I just got an email then. And my rego's due. Oh, isn't that nice for Christmas? So what is it? My Suzuki V-Strom motorbike. That's the 1000cc bike. Rego has just come through. It's due. Oh, it's all right. They've given me plenty of notice. The 26th of January. $574 for a year's registration. That's probably gone up a little bit on last year. If I have a quick look in my V-Strom and I look at the last rego, let's see if I can find it quickly. $528 was what I paid last time. How much was it this time? $574. There we go. So it's gone up by $50. That's not a small amount either. That's a fair amount. So, oh well. Bill comes in. Paul saying good morning to Alan. Going down. So down the 14th. Still hasn't been filled. Yeah, I saw something from Bill. Tree safe. Okay. Unsafe trees. That's right. Good on you. You look after those trees. Still hasn't been filled. Yeah. Stay safe. Thanks. Keeping going down. Everyone's saying hello to Alex. Bears. Disarming drop bears. Good on you, mate. Yeah. How do you disarm them? We won't go into that. That could get a bit. Yeah. Oh, we don't want people reporting to you to the RSPCA. All right. Everyone's saying hello to Alan. Harry's in. How are you, mate? Welcome. Good to see you there. Everyone's saying hello to Harry. Everyone else saying hello to Harry. Oh, chat. I just scrolled down and realised there's more. Got to go down. I'll skip through most of these hellos. John Alex saying hello to everybody. Here we go. Saying hello. There's Tony B. Hey, back at you. Good one. The green slip, Pete? Yes, it does. I think so. Rego. Yeah. I think it does. Yeah, it does. It's not cheap. The difference is that even though I live in New South Wales, my bikes and my license is still Queensland. And although you're not legally supposed to do that, once you move, you've got a couple of months where you need to change it to the state you're in. It's cheaper if I leave it at Queensland. So I've done it that way. In Queensland, we don't need to get inspections done every year on vehicles either, so no one's going to check. You don't have to check anything, so I just pay it each year. I mean, I could have that bike shipped overseas like I was planning to do for my trip to Europe, and just leave it over there and just keep paying rego. And as long as it's registered in my home country, I can ride anywhere in the world. So there's a point in case anyone else wants to go for a ride. Tony B saying good evening. How are you, mate? Welcome. Just shooting through. We've got 31 watching now. That's definitely a record. Fantastic. Everyone's saying good morning to Tony. Hello, Tony from Sam. Did I go off subject again because I forgot what I was talking about? I mentioned Nigel and his channel and his shout out. My subscribers went up by a huge amount. I mean, I'm not a big channel by a long shot, but since that first video of the Yamato build went out, and along with Nigel's shout out, and Ron gave me a bit of a mention at the end of his video too, I've gained, I'm heading up to almost an extra 200 subscribers. So whereas I was at I saw 2,500 subscribers coming up, I was at 2,453, and then it went up and up and up, and I think, I'm not exactly sure, I think if I just do a quick refresh, from 2,453 subscribers, I'm now sitting at 2,619. So yeah, that's fantastic. And the views on that video, Yamato part 1, I'm just quickly whipping over to that. It's been 3 days exactly now since that went up. That alone, that video produced 97 subscribers, and there were 3,000 more views than usual. So you look at for those who have YouTube channels, the graph line has just gone woof, straight up like this. So fantastic. And I love watching the real-time statistics where you can watch, and it's been averaging for the last all day yesterday, a view a minute. All right, so about 60 to 70 views an hour. Right now it's sitting on 31 views an hour. So I'm getting 1 view every 2 minutes on that video. So obviously people have been waiting to see that come out, and there it is. So I've started doing the ship boats on that, and yeah, it's I'm sorry I skipped that. I'm going to go back. There we go. Yeah, so I'm starting on the ship boats, and really enjoying it. And they've come up really nice, although you don't know it yet, but I've just uploaded part 2 of the video, which will come out on Tuesday morning my time, I think. Yeah, and well, a little bit of a spoiler alert, we have a disaster. We have a big disaster in the build, but I'll just leave it at that. So Mark, worst I've had ordered IJN figures for my Yamato Sumo kit from North Star models, ordered in late December last year and arrived in early September this year. Wow, I seen those figures, and I think they're the same ones that I was going to get from North Star, but they're expensive. I mean, they would look good. And you've got to paint them all too. Jesus. Yeah, maybe it might happen. That's something you could do afterwards. After the build, you could add figures. So, Pit Staying Hobbies, how are you, mate? Sorry, I'm behind in chat. You've probably already been here for an hour. Oh no, it's not that long. But welcome, buddy. And I will right now. There's 28 on watching. Fantastic. Get over to Pit Staying Hobbies. Check out his channel. Fantastic stuff there. Does some amazing builds. The guy's a natural comedian. I shouldn't be watching your stuff actually, because when I'm watching you, I'm trying to build my model, and I'm going to end up slipping with the knife or bending photo etch or dropping something because you crack me up all the time. Anyway, classic, mate. Good stuff. Moving down, I've got to keep up with the chat. Mark B must have gone on holiday. Yes. The postage and Christmas, but that's okay. Moving down. How's the Yamato build coming along, Pete? You managed to conquer all the ejector pin marks on the upper structures. You managed to conquer all the ejector pin. Mate, I haven't got to that yet. I'm seriously. When the video comes out, I'm working on the next video. These boats are taking up 2 videos, so I've literally just finished them, and I'm working on this weekend. I'll be working on the 3rd video, even though the 2nd video will come out on Tuesday. So I'm not far behind, but I'm only going to be starting on the planes now. So over on my dining table workbench, I've got the aircraft clear sprues there. I'm just at the point of taking them off the sprue and gluing the fuselages and stuff together, and then working out how I'm going to mask those clear canopies before I paint them. But I don't want to give away too much. But yeah, so I haven't got to anything else yet. It's all coming up. So yeah, fantastic. The channel's just taken off. I sort of expected it would with when I started that Yamato, because there's a lot of people out there interested and watching. And like I say, the 3rd most popular viewers are Japanese, which is why in the title I add the Yamato in Japanese to attract the viewers, and so that when they type in 1200 Yamato in Japanese, my video will show up. So yeah, that's fantastic. So, and of comments too, like the comments in that videos, I think last time I looked there was like 70 odd comments. I don't know. Let me have a quick look. Oh no, I can't there, can I? Yeah, no, I'm still looking at the statistics there. But and watch time and all that stuff has just gone up. So excellent stuff. There was something else I was going to mention. We'll get to that. I've got to keep going with the chat. Everyone's saying morning. Ralph Ford, hello, welcome. Not sure why alerts aren't working. Okay. Well, anyway, you made it here. Tony's here as well. Yeah, that is a shame. Yeah. Okay. I had a problem with B&A actually last year when I was after a part for my Scharnhorst build to be replaced. They took weeks to get back to me up to my email, and then when they finally got back to me my email with a missing part, they just asked me another question. Can you send us a photo of from the instructions of this showing the sprues of what part it was? And like, really, you took 3 weeks to answer this one, and now you're asking another question? So I sent that off what they wanted, and again, 2 weeks before they replied back again. Overall, it took me almost 2 months to get that part replaced. Yeah, anyway, maybe their customer service staff has been replaced, or they've hired more now, might be better. But yeah, their response was terrible. But you can't fault them for their packaging, that's for sure. And they do take care of their stuff. Unlike another major hobby shop here in Sydney, which I won't mention the Hobbyco name, who will put a model that big in a box that big with no padding. But anyway, I've spoken about that before. Yeah, so I don't order online for them. If I'm going to buy something, I'll go and pick it up. I won't let them try and mail anything. Everybody's saying hello. We'll skip the hellos. We're moving down. Ebron Miniatures. He printed and painted a US Navy crew in 1700. I know. that guy's incredible. Seriously. I mean, that, you know, like the paintbrush must have had just one, I don't know, is it a hair? one, yeah, one thing on it. 1/700 scale. My God. Yeah, I know, that, another incredible channel. Yeah, I've seen the dry dock one. That looked really good. In fact, there is I think maybe it's a Tacom model that does a 350 scale dry dock, which you could put most of your 350 scale models in it and would look fantastic as part of the display. But it's really repetitive stuff. Like, it comes with tons of photo etch, and it's done in about 4 or 6 sections, and they're just a complete repeat of the other section. So, yeah, I think it'd send you insane building it. No one believes you've only been modelling for 2 years, says John L. Yes, I know. I saw a comment about that. Someone mentioned that, but yes, that's true. And I'll talk about this now. But yeah, I had a tough life when I was a kid. No, it wasn't like that. I just, I was into computers, BMX bike riding, and I was a bit of a nerd. My father did build me a train set, though, a HO scale, a huge one that took up the whole garage. It was probably, when I was a kid, it was probably 50 foot long, but in reality, it was probably about 12 foot long. Massive mountains and everything. And I did build some of when I was given it for Christmas after he'd been playing it for a year in the garage, under lock and key without me knowing. I did build some houses and extend the little town a little bit, but they weren't painted or anything. They were just little things you got from your Hornby stuff and glued them together, or I don't even know if you glued them, they were snapped together and you just built them up. That's it. I never got into the modelling side. So yes, I started building models 2 years ago. In fact, and I'll mention this now if I bring it up. YouTube sent out a thing to all us content creators of YouTube, your 2022 snapshot. And I think there were a couple other people on their channels that mentioned it in their channels, but I thought I'll just briefly go through. So it gives you statistics, basically. So over the time, I'll give you an idea here, right? Days since my first upload. So it's since the first upload I did on my channel, that was 769 days ago. So, yeah, 2 years ago. All-time likes was 16,000 likes. I've had shares of my videos, 834 over the period of time. I've had just under 1 million total minutes being watched on the channel. So that's mind-blowing. What else do we have here? 6,500 likes. Not bad. This year, 1,500 subscribers. So what have I got? I've got 2,600. All right, we'll say 2,500 subscribers now. So a year ago, I had 1,500. Well, I've got 1,500 new subscribers. So it's taken off, hasn't it? And the most views all time was in July this year, and that was, of course, the 1/200 scale Yamato unboxing video, which at current amount is, I'm just thinking, I think it's closing in on 37,000 views on that video. Yeah. The second most popular video this year was actually the Revell Submarine with the interior. That was very, very popular. Yeah, and of course, top countries viewing my channel are the United States. I think I said the UK first, but no, it's the United States. Oh no, this is overall for 2022. United States, United Kingdom, and Japan. I'd have to go in through my statistics to see where Australia falls, but I think Australia was fourth on the list. Yeah, so I'm not being shunned by my fellow Aussies. And a lot of that has probably got to do with the times I put out my videos, because I get a lot of criticism of, why do you release your videos at 4:30 in the morning, you know? But I do that because that's when YouTube is suggesting I do it, when most of my viewers are online, which is the UK and US viewers, and probably Japan. So, yeah, so if you're in Australia, you just got to get up a bit early if you want to watch it early. They've got here most watched live stream, which I don't even remember doing this, was the Ravel Herman Marweed search and rescue vessel, which you'll see over on the shelf there, build part 1. Okay, so I must have live streamed the first part 1 build of that. Don't know why, but that seems to have been the most popular live stream. But as we're going now with whatever, where have we got? Just quickly checking, 28 watching. There you go, 36 thumbs up. We might beat that record for live streaming. How's that? Because this is looking pretty good today. So yeah, so all the content creators got these emails from YouTube telling us how well your channels are going, which is fantastic. Of course, they want to bring you in partnership programs and getting you into what do you call it? People who pay to be on your channel and get all the extra perks and stuff like that. I'm thinking, yeah, well, I'm not interested in going like that. I spend enough time creating what I'm creating without having to do extra stuff, you know. So maybe later on, when I'm employing a few people to help me on the channel, I can do some more advanced things. But yeah, no, it's not. You know, I'm not going to be retiring on YouTube really, right, for a while. Yes, so you're right, mate. Yes, Ian. A lot of new subs come out from your variety, and I've noticed that. Yeah. So we're moving on. I hope you're typing it in Japanese. Yeah, yes. Thank God for Google Translate. Kids need finishing and going to try a ship build. Oh, good on you, mate. Yes, get into it. Build a ship. Let's see a ship build. Ship build. Did I pronounce that correctly? My accent didn't make that sound different. Ship build. Good on you. Yeah, it's totally different. Then again, what can I say? I don't have much experience. Well, I branched out, as you know. Yes. Yeah, I've been lucky. We got. I'm doing some assemblies as I'm waiting for etch primer and buckets of paint, which I won't receive now till just after Christmas, or worse, in the new year. Yeah, I know. Make sure you got enough paint. I've got Jason up there in Queensland from Outlaw Paints sending me a couple of big bottles of Imperial Japanese Grey that he's done a special mix of for me, coming down to paint this ship, and hopefully mail's not going to be a problem. It'll get through because, yeah, I'm going to need it soon. Not real soon. We've got priming to do, but yeah. So I will mention Outlaw Paints because I have to give a good quality product a thing. So I will put that down here. Where are we? Show it down the bottom there. You guys already know about that, but yeah, Outlaw Paints. I'll be honest with you guys, I've only had the opportunity to test his primer. I've got both black and grey primer. fantastic. I've been using Mr. Hobby's Mr. Surfacer previously, and before that I used a Vallejo primer, but this stuff's better. This stuff goes on beautifully. It really, really goes on nice. And I find that you don't need as much. You just do thin layers and build them up. I'm learning to do that. Don't just flood it on. And being a primer, you only need to put a layer down for your primary paint to stick to. You don't have to put a thick layer of primer down. But it goes on really well, and when it's dried, it looks like pretty much how the color of the plastic was. I mean, it looks like it's just naturally that color. It's really good. But anyway, there, I put their outlawpaints.de. You can go down and have a look. They will be distributing over to the US in the new year, so you'll be able to pick it up a lot easier if you're in the States. The UK is coming up that I'm sure of, but we'll see. Pack kit away and started on the Yamato. Yes, Yamato. And here we go. Oh, look, old Nigel, mate, is in. How are you, buddy? Just watched your video before I went live this morning on your masking. Yeah, the unmasking of that beautiful aircraft. Fantastic. Looks good. It's always scary taking the masking tape, but at the same time, exciting taking masking off. So, yeah, fantastic. And that book on weathering too. Excellent video. So I know you weren't here earlier, you've just popped in, but I did give you a big thank you for your shout out you gave me on that review of this little fellow, which I showed everybody earlier. Yeah, so I'm telling people again, get over to Nigel's channel and have a look at his version. And yeah, thanks for that shout out. Fantastic. Everybody's saying g'day to Nigel. Fantastic. Robbie Co. Yes, you could call it that. Yes, Robbie. They're expensive too, aren't they? Yeah, even they've like added $1 to their Tamiya paint range. You know, I don't know what their marketing strategy is there, but anyway. So yeah, anyway, so that's the statistics on my YouTube channel. It's just going up and up and up, and really, really good. So happy. Everybody's saying hello to Nigel. Yes, I'll skip down through. Harry Foy, only 35 minutes from New Jersey. Okay. From New Jersey, so I'll give that a stab. Okay. New Jersey. I got lost in New Jersey. I think I might have told that story. I didn't get lost. I did something silly. Like I rented a car when I was over there for the first time, and I got lost trying to find my way to my hotel. So I pulled up near this cafe in New Jersey on the sidewalk. I got out and I went over and had a cup of coffee because I was like really freaking out, like traffic, wrong side of the road, or right side for you, I don't know. But it was crazy. And I went out, had a cup of coffee, got my map out. So this was before mobile phones, okay, and GPS. So folded out my map, looking at the Holland Tunnel, and I had to take this exit just before you went through the Holland Tunnel on the New Jersey Hoboken. Does that sound familiar? Hoboken? Yeah. Side. Anyway, it's all good. So I had my coffee, walked back to my car, which was a Pontiac convertible with the roof down, brand new rental, fantastic car. And then I've got in, I opened the door, got in, sat down, and realised I just got in the passenger side. And I just sat there pretending like I was waiting for the driver to come, and then I casually got out, no one was looking, walked around the car and got in the driver's side. Oh, so embarrassing. Just, yeah. Anyway, it's all good. Um, Ralph, I've got to catch up on chat. I'm sorry, I've got to get down through it. Everyone's saying hello to Models and Beer. Uh, Alan saying hello to Sam. Christmas is coming up quick. Sure is. Sam saying hello to Nigel. Where are you, Christmas? Everybody's Christmas. Yeah. Here we go. We got Kelvin. Hello, mate, from New Zealand. Hello over there in New Zealand. Fantastic. How's your weather over there? You got the sun out? It's the rain stopped. It's a little lighter looking outside here, and still very overcast. But welcome, mate. Morning. Everybody's saying good morning to you, because they're all friendly people in here. We love new faces showing up in chat, or new names. We don't get faces in chat. New names showing up in chat. So that's great. What's this? Well, the size of that kit, Outlaw be selling it by the gallon. You're not wrong. Yeah, I think he's sending me out 2 100ml bottles of the colour for the Yamato, which is, I think that's way too much. If anything, I'm going to need more primer. Although I'm only going to be priming the hull in the grey, whereas the superstructure and all the other parts I'm going to be doing in black. Not sure on that. May have to ask Nigel for a bit of advice on that, just to get that shadow detail coming out under your primary paint. Should I be painting that scale items in a black primer? I did that with my 1700 Yamato, and they come up looking really, really nice. But I'm just concerned that the black primer may have too much of an effect on my Imperial Japanese grey overall colour. So, anyway, we'll see. Piece of old hanky with diluted PVA for a sale on my Revell Bounty, David Robinson. Wow, Revell Bounty. That'd be nice. That'd be a nice ship. Yeah, some real sails too. Material ones, nice. One for Jeff. What's this one? And for Jess. Oh, Elf Jess. Very good. Oh my God, got to catch up with chat. Sam says, I'm on longer shopping at Hobbyco, who would be an A. Metro Hobbies frontline, they are customer service stocks. Yes, agree. Nothing for me, that's good. Hoboken, that's right. Hoboken. I know that name. Yes, that's where I was. Live in South Jersey, not even the same state New York is for the city slickers. New Jersey. Yes, okay, yeah. And I remember the New Jersey Turnpike. I remember it really well. In fact, the women in the toll booths, if you still have toll booths, because it's probably all electronic now, one particular girl, she remembers me real well, because I went past her 3 times trying to get off the damn thing. I kept missing my exit. Oh my God. I said, I can't get off. I have to cross like 8 lanes of traffic to get my exit to where my hotel was. And I couldn't get across the traffic, and poof, I end up going through the Holland Tunnel and in the middle of Manhattan. Oh, nightmare. And to make it worse, it was a time where the president at the time, who was the president at the time? Clinton? I don't know. But there was a big United Nations thing on, and it was just chaos. It took me like 3 hours to get back out of there. Anyway, that goes into my story of, pulling up in the Bronx. Yeah, but anyway, we won't go there. I survived. Yeah, I survived New York in more ways than one. Yeah. Let me see. Dominic, hey, welcome, mate. Good to see you, buddy. Welcome. Everyone's going to say hello to you. Yes, I won't go through all them, but they're all saying hello to you. Skullfish is there. Good evening. We've got 33 watching. That's pretty cool. Maybe I should update. I'm going to do a refresh. 37 thumbs up. When I refresh on the page itself, it usually updates, lets me know. And we got 36 thumbs up, 33 watching. Fantastic. All right. Everyone's saying hello to Skullfish. Brings the spit. Holy go. Very good. Going down through chat. Trying to keep up because, as you know, there's lag anyway. So even if I finish the chat, there's still a bit of lag there. That's good. We're going down to traffic is the least of your worries in New York City. Yeah, I know. Yeah. That was fine. I used to, when I finally got to my hotel, I was there for about 4 or 5 days, just backpacking. I hopped on that train that you jump on. Oh, I can't remember the name, but it either goes up to the Empire State Building, or you can catch it down south to the World Trade Center and Battery Park. Get off at World Trade Center and do that. So I used to hop on and off that in each day, and then walk. I walked from one end of New York, from Central Park way down to Battery Park at south. Yeah, fantastic. So quite a sight. Love to go back there. Yeah, just an eye opener. Although a bit of a lonely place if you're if you're one person. Everybody tends to walk with their heads down. Nobody wants to talk to anybody. Everyone's dead quiet in the trains. Nobody even looks at anybody else in the trains. Although I guess it's the same here too. Anyway, Birchville, yeah, yes, it is too. Hale Clinton, yes, Hillary Clinton. Everyone's saying hello again. Good, I'm going down. Michael's there. G'day, Peter, fellow Sydney sider. Hello, Michael. Hello, mate. Welcome. Glad you. Yeah, yes. Good to have another person from Sydney. Good. See, Sydney siders are starting to wake up in the morning. It's now going after 7 o'clock. I've been here for an hour already. I've got through most of the stuff I wanted to talk about. I did, because of my lag I had in the last videos and the lip sync problem, I actually hooked up another microphone here. All right, this is one I've had for a while. I'm not using that now. I'm using the one on my webcam, Logitech. But for some reason, this won't recognize. I had it all set up yesterday. I did a test run, and it was fine. I had the webcam set up for video, had this set up for audio. It was working. I thought maybe that will help with the thing. But when I tried to set it up again today, it wouldn't recognize it. It's only showing the audio from the webcam, and that's what it's using. So anyway, it seems that doing the stream in 720p is the answer, because I'm watching it now when I go back to the YouTube and the replay of it live, and it looks fine. So I'm happy with that. I look just as good looking as I would in 1080p, right? Anyway, Pitstain. Oh, Ian lived in the Bronx for 30 years. Wow, maybe you know the guys that came up to me in my convertible that late that evening, asking me if I was lost. Yeah, these black fellows came up to me. Can I say that? Yeah, I don't know. What can you say? Anyway, people who identified as dark skin. Well, one of them came up to me. Oh, actually, it was my fault. I pulled over because I was asking directions. And he wandered over to me and looked down at me and said, "Where are you from?" And I said, "Oh, I'm from Australia." Obviously, the accent gave it away. I'm trying to get back on the New Jersey Turnpike because I was heading up towards, I wanted to go up to Rhode Island. I was heading towards Massachusetts and Maine and where the witch trials were. Where was that? All up there. And he just laughed at me. And while he was looking at me, I looked in the rear view mirror and I seen about 5 more of his mates walking up behind the car. And I thought, oh, this is not good. But anyway, he must have gave a hand signal. I saw him do something like this over my shoulder, signaling the guys behind, and they just stopped and then just wandered up a bit more casually. And when they realised I was Australian, and he gave me directions. He said, yeah, you go up here, you go left here, take this, go right, this exit 13B, blah, blah. And they helped me out and let me go. But I'm pretty sure that if I didn't have, it wasn't an Aussie, I was a white guy with no accent, who knows what would have happened, let alone to that nice new rental car I had. Yeah. Anyway, moving on, staying on subject. Did you get into upstate New York? Alan asks. Our son has a weekend summer home near Hudson. Yeah, I was only there for a few days backpacking, and just because I had to visit New York. On that trip, I went to the Empire State Building, went up there, and just walked everywhere. Went to Central Park, and just fantastic. And then back to my hotel, and then off north, back on that turnpike, and then went up into. I went to Maine. My destination was heading for Maine because I'm a big Stephen King fan, and I went and saw Stephen King's house with all the bats on his iron fence and a beautiful home. And then I went to the bookshop in Bangor and all the stuff around from all his novels. Was just there. The Pet Cemetery I saw, stuff like that. The Shining, The Mansion. Yeah, fantastic. And then off into Quebec and across Canada, and the journey continued. So yeah, I'm saying hello again. I've got to keep going through the chat here. I was going to don't break it. No, I won't. I'm going to keep going down. Put New York these days. Yeah. It was fantastic. You might know about my story. I went there a second time to New York. Again, another trip just for traveling, as I do. Oh, you're in Sans Souci, Michael. Hey, good one, mate. Love Sans Souci. Used to live in Sans Souci, just down there on Bay Street, in an apartment near Coles. You'll know exactly where I mean. Nice spot. In fact, I don't go to the beach as in beaches like Cronulla or surf beaches, but if it's a nice summer day, I don't mind heading down to Sans Souci and Brighton and Ramsgate. Yeah, knew a lot of friends. Used to hang out around Sans Souci many years ago. So nice area. It was. Hopefully it still is. North Dakota. Yes. Oh, for sure. Next trip coming to North Dakota. No problem. Yeah. I was, I think I mentioned this, I was in New York the day before 9/11 happened. In fact, I was up on the World Trade Center the day before 9/11 happened. Because the previous years I didn't go to the World Trade Center, I only went to the Empire State Building. I have a photo, well, many photos, but a photo of a pigeon sitting on the railing, and in the background you see the Twin Towers at the other end of Manhattan. And then when I went to the World Trade Center, when I went there that time, I've got a photo looking back the other way, and also down in the Statue of Liberty and all around there. But that I flew out of JFK Airport the day before the buildings were hit. Yeah, I still have the lift ticket. You used to get a lift ticket when you went up the World Trade Center with the Twin Towers on it, and it was one of the first tickets in the morning the day before. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, Dakota. All right, North Dakota. It's on the bucket list, mate. Salem. That's what I was thinking of. Yes, you're right. Where was that? There it is. Salem. That's it. That's where I went into one of the houses and all that. Fantastic. Never pulled over in South Bronx. Don't stop for red lights if you get off the highway. Yeah, and lock your doors, apparently. Yeah. Yeah, I was going to take him out the sack site. Okay. He dodged a bullet, literally speaking. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But that's all right. Crocodile Dundee. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Larry. Hello, Larry, if I didn't mention you earlier. Hello, welcome. Yes, Sam's in Leichhardt, so I'm between the two of you. Yeah. There we go. Sam, have a look on your Facebook page. You just got a Christmas video up there. To Seattle sometime, if you haven't been yet. No, I haven't been to Seattle. No. But yeah. I'd like to go to Canada again. I liked it up there, and I'd like to go to Alaska. I mean, there's a lot of places I'd like to go. Yeah, talk about timing is correct. Yeah, that was pretty freaky. I remember because when I got back here, it was about 7 p.m. because of the flight and the time difference. It was 7 a.m. in the morning, and because of jet lag and that, I was sitting up. I was at my parents' house, and my dad was watching CNN. And I remember, like everyone remembers that day, it was about 11 p.m. I'm sitting on my computer at the other end of the room, and my dad says, "Hey, come look at this." Get up and go down and look, and we're watching the tower on fire. And I'm like, wow, and then we just watched the whole thing as it happened live that night. To us, it was that night. To you, it was in the morning. Yeah, probably about 10 to 8 in the morning, or 8:50 in the morning, something like that. So Rascal's hobby. So Eric grew up in Maine. Yes, that's right, in north of Augusta, in the capital. Fantastic, beautiful countryside up around there. Yeah, so I've caught up in chat. Oh, fantastic. Let me have a quick look. I'll check my phone because I've had it on silent. And I better just check, make sure. Yeah, nothing but my, an email. Eric reacted to my Facebook post of my model build, along with Jim Stein and a few others. Good on you. I can't go on for too much longer, but I need to mention this. Someone in my chat comments of my Yamato build part 1 was asking who and where I get the deck from for the Yamato. All right, so this is it here. Now there we go. This is actually not it. This is not the deck I'm going to use. This was the faulty deck that I was sent out originally. This has fit issues, which I passed on to the company that makes these because someone in the Yamato Facebook group put up photos and saying that this doesn't fit around the turret properly. These holes are not aligned properly. And I said, well, he was going to try and fix the problem or not worry about it. But I thought, no, the manufacturers need to know that because they're sending these out to a lot of people. So I emailed them and let them know. So what they did was they stopped the production of it, got back to this company, which is, and the guy wanted to know who makes this. All right, so they're called Chen Yu. I think that's how you pronounce them. CHUANYU. They make these decks. All right, they do other upgrade parts as well. if you want to buy this deck, you can get this on a website called 3D Wild. They're actually based in Pennsylvania in the US. All right. So what they did was they contacted Chenyu, that's how I'll pronounce them, and they corrected it, and then they, free of charge, sent out to replace all the ones that they'd already issued to all the people who bought them earlier. And from now on, you're getting the correct one. So over in the box there, I actually have the one that I will be using that's corrected and that fits fine. But yeah, 3dwild.com, go there. There's the 1-200 Battleship Yamato accessories. Now for $100, I'm going to promote them only because they looked after me and their customers. You get 6 gun barrels for your big turrets. You get 9 460mm gun barrels. You get 24 127mm gun barrels. You get 72 25mm gun barrels. You get this wooden deck, which includes the deck masking as well. You get 8 large-size bollards. You get 16 small-size bollards and 2, they say, weathered chain, which is the anchor chain that is black. Okay. Now you get all that for $100. That's it, for 100 US. And the postage for me in Australia was not much at all. It was only like an extra $20 or less. Yeah, so very good. So that's the deck. That's who makes them, and that's what I'm going to use. Now, I'm just going to move on down the chat. Office on 42nd Street. Really, mate, Ian? Wow. Yeah. Just there. That's just you know, just one of those events in history that will never be, will never fade away in any way whatsoever. Hey, in memory of people who witnessed or were part of that. It's incredible. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. If I had left the next day, if I wasn't flying out that day, I wouldn't be here today, pretty much, because I was one of the first in the line when the building opened to go up to the observation deck the morning before. So I would most definitely have been up there when that happened. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I've had a few close calls in my life. Friends have called me being a cat with 9 lives. Problem is I've lost count, and I've got a feeling I'm getting up close to that 8 or 9. I think I must be, because there's, between, guns pointed at you and plane crashes and stuff. Yeah. Anyway, maybe I should write a book. Luxembourg, Canada, where they build the schooners. Okay, yeah, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it? That'd be really nice. And hello to you, John. I don't think I said hello. I'm sorry if I missed anybody. It's just, yeah. I'm trying to keep up. Everyone's saying hello to Jeff. Yes, hello, Jeff and Eric. Jeff's Model Garage. Hey, buddy. How are you? Welcome. Can you put those links in the site in the video description? Yes, I will. Yes, I will put that in there. Good idea. Yeah. Yeah. Canada and Alaska and South Africa. I would like to go to Canada, Alaska, and South Africa. Okay. South Africa is a bit of a difference from Canada and Alaska. In fact, South Africa is nice. I've been to South Africa. No scary moments. Oh, there was one time where I was walking along Cape Town. I was in Cape Town and heading back to my Airbnb place I was staying at. And it was night. It was probably about 10 o'clock at night. I'd just been out for dinner on my own. And a cab driver, sort of cab drivers, but he's more like an Uber driver. I don't know. But he was calling me, follow me, and he says, come in the taxi. And I'm like, no, it's okay, I'll walk. I'm not far. I only had to go like a couple of more streets and turn right, maybe half a kilometre. And he goes, no, you get in, come. And he pulled right over to the footpath edge and told me, get in the taxi, get in. I'm like, he said, no charge, you get in. Okay, so I got in. And we drove off. And he told me that he saw me walking and he saw two black guys behind me, because I had like a little day pack over the back on my back. He said he saw two guys behind me and he was 100% guaranteed that they were going to attack me and rob me and try and get my backpack. That's why he pulled over to grab me to get in the car. So thanks for whoever you are. There you go. But otherwise, South Africa is really nice. If you want to go and check out Johannesburg is nice. I caught a train, overnight train from Cape Town to Joburg. Go to Soweto, go to the world's largest slum of 20 million people. Soweto, fantastic. They have some great tours of the place. Yeah, fantastic. Both in, okay. Wow, really? Oh, that's a shame. Yeah. That's not good. All right. You don't want to come to North Dakota? Yeah, come on, Sam. Come on, Sam. We'll both go. We'll grab Paul and we'll go to North Dakota. Hey, for Easter. Do they have Easter bunnies in North Dakota? Is it winter then? No, it should be all right then, shouldn't it? I don't like cold. I don't go anywhere cold if I can avoid it. The day before, same as you was. Yeah. Well, there you go. Wow. Nigel, you're still there. Good, mate. I was working at Rolls-Royce at the time, and I was looking after a girl from Boeing. It was a terrible day for her, yes. Yeah, I bet. So, we are currently getting nailed with our second blizzard. Are you? Oh, I hate the cold. Like, I'm a real skinny guy. I got no body fat. I feel the cold. You know, put me in 30, 35 degree temperatures, Celsius. I'm happy. You know, this is why I want to move to Southeast Asia, possibly next year, because I just love the climate. Yeah. The World Restaurant, okay, and I think was Tower 2, yeah, the week before 9/11 happened. Wow, look at that, Alan. Amazing. Yeah, lucky. 31, all right, tell me your temperatures out there. What's the temperatures? 31F, that sounds cold. Yes, okay. That sounds quite cold. I bet it's not as cold as up. I wonder how Ron's doing up there in Winnipeg today. It gets pretty cold up there. Oh, look at this. Eric, January, February get to minus 52 here. How could you, wow. The coldest temperature I ever experienced was minus 40. No. Minus 40 on Everest. Seriously. Yeah. At base camp on Everest, it was minus 40 one particular night where they gave us our water bottles. We'd fill them up with boiling water. So the Sherpas would give you a boiling water because they'd be steel inside and warm and make them warm, and you'd stick them in the bottom of your sleeping bag around your feet, along with 6 layers of clothes, because you'll learn that you take heat in through your feet and it escapes out your head. So if you want to be warm, wear a hat or a beanie, wear something on your head to, like thermarest, they call it, material, keep the heat in, and you take it in. So the heat comes through your feet. So if your feet are warm, you're warm. Good pair of socks in the winter, you'd know that. But on that particular night, yeah, it was brutal in the way that we're in tents. So we're outside sleeping in tents. And by the next morning, when I woke up, which I didn't really sleep much, but eventually woke up, by both those water bottles were frozen solid. My face was covered in ice. And the Sherpas, when they knocked on the tent to tell you had some hot water in a bowl out the front to do a quick wash to wake up, you had about 2 or 3 minutes before that hot water out front would be starting to go cold and freeze, and you'd end up having a cold, basin bath, as we called it. So, yeah. So minus 52. Go put a tent up in your backyard and camp out for the night. Crazy. Seattle's 30 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, cold. Don't worry, we'll get some minus 2. Righty, okay. Nigel's at minus 2. Yeah, 12.5 here. Yeah, it's not going to get above 24 today, I think, in Sydney. We got close to 30 a couple of days ago, so that was quite good. So yeah, it's our time to get the warmth. Minus 4 in Biggleswade, Bedfordshire, England. That's a tongue twister, isn't it, Tim? Wow. But I remember writing that address out on the envelope when I sent you your cards, which you will get hopefully before Easter. Harry's at minus 6. G'day, Tim. Yes, hello, Tim, too, by the way. Who else we got? Saying hello to James, which is to boldly go. I wonder if our friend from Russia is still on. I'm curious to know what the temperature is, or even what time it is over there now. So our Russian friend that was in, saying hello. Moving on. I was in Scotland a couple of years ago where the temperature dropped to minus 23. Yeah. And you know what else affects the temperature is the wind too, like the wind chill factor. You know? I notice here riding my motorbike, with my gloves, I've got decent gloves, but your hands are the first thing that your fingers are the first thing that get cold riding a bike. And if it's 5 degrees outside, that's really cold. I can't ride. The coldest I've ever ridden my motorbike was up in the snowy mountains when I did a trip around New South Wales. It got to about minus 2. Oh, no, not minus. It got to 2 degrees. Never got to minus 2 degrees. And that was freezing on the bike. I couldn't ride anymore. I had to stop somewhere. But it's the wind chill. The wind chill could drop the temperature by another 5 or 6 degrees. Easy. Yeah. And freezes. Yeah, you probably could, eh? Yeah, you should try that on one of your videos, mate. I seen them do that in where was that? Oh, somewhere up in Russia. You know, one of the coldest places on Earth, where they do that. It freezes, and incredible. I couldn't live like that. Give me the sun. Give me a tan. Look, I'm getting brown just from driving a truck. You know. 55 in Atlanta. Good. We got, it does, Nigel. There we go. It's a tradition for me to take boiling water and throw it in the air and instantly turns to snow. Oh, yes, good one, mate. Yes. You want to see a video of that? That'd be great. Yeah. Tip it over yourself. Would you do that? Get boiling water. Do you think it'd be cold enough before it hit you? Hey? I dare you. I dare you. Tip water over yourself when it's minus like that outside. Yeah. The dare is out there. Here's John. 12 degrees in Western Sydney, cool weather for this time of the year. Water would boil at the lowest temperature on Everest. Yeah, that's right. The boiling point changes. It doesn't. I don't know if you can. It actually boils. It takes longer to boil. It's harder to breathe too. And at the time, I used to smoke cigarettes, and that was something I noticed too. In fact, of the there were 15 of us in the group. And by the way, this group that we did this was run by Peter Hillary, which was Edmund Hillary's son, who at the time worked for World Expeditions. And our trip was we went to 2 other locations on the way out to Everest, exploratory treks. So we crossed a glacier, we went into Tibet, we did some extra stuff. It was 6 weeks, the trek to base camp. Me and our Sherpa guide were the only 2 smokers in the whole of the group. And a cigarette, which would normally, it lasts twice as long because it burnt slower. And you couldn't breathe in as much smoke. You couldn't suck as much smoke into your lungs because of your lung capacity. It shrunk because of your altitude. So a smoke would last you 15, 20 minutes. It was amazing. Not that it was good for acclimatization and lung capacity when you're trying to hike, but I did okay. I was all right. I did have a bit of altitude sickness at one point where I was like, just really lethargic and tired and no strength. And I don't think I was getting a cough, but it was a bit laboured trying to breathe. But the Sherpas all got together. They made me some garlic concoction that they forced down my throat. And the next day I was fine. But also, walking down just a few hundred meters can help you acclimatise a bit as well. I was with a Canadian guy that we became mates actually, and who later on in my trip I actually visited him in Toronto. We get to camp and we'd look up and see this mountaintop not too far away and say, let's go for a run. So we'd go and run up there. I don't know how many feet, maybe another 1,000 feet. Get up there and look at the view. That was cool. And come back down. And but I think doing that little jaunt might have made me feel a bit, too much, too fast. Another little fact I'll throw out there was I think he built one of the first igloos at base camp. Yeah, and a snowman, because it was in November, late November into December that we did in this trekking season. But yeah, he built an igloo and he actually spent the night in the igloo, not at base camp, but one of the glaciers on the way. I think it's called the Renjo La Glacier. He built an igloo, and all the locals were amazed, wondering what this thing is, and he spent the night in it. So there you go. Then maybe, Eric, you could build an igloo out in the backyard. Hey? All right, I've got to catch up on chat again. But what's this? Is it true that if you take a pee outside, the stream freezes? Yeah. I don't remember if I ever experienced that. Yeah. But you try not to have to go outside when it's that cold, or at least not get out of your sleeping bag if you can avoid it. Yeah. Pretty darn close. That would be painful, having to snap out for a stream of pee. If it froze coming out. Ugh. Anyway, what about the poor women? I won't go there. It's Fahrenheit early this morning, and the sparrows were sitting on the fence top begging for a hot cuppa. That's great. -2 currently where James is. Very good. -4. Wayne Saunders. Okay. Fantastic. All right. So I think I've covered everything I wanted to talk about. The deck, the YouTube stats. We've seen my turret, and what else? That's about it. Yamato's happening over there. It's now Friday morning. I've got my Friday off, Saturday, Sunday, so I'll be hammering into that, doing the aircraft. hopefully I'll go to the post office and pick up a model that's doing its own little holiday around the country with Australia Post. So yeah, I think I've covered everything. So I'm going to have to call it a go. Look, it's been over an hour and a half, and so everybody on there, give you all a chance to say goodbye to everybody else in chat, because that'll die not long after me, after I go offline. Thank you everybody for joining. Seems these live streams are going really well. Nigel did a live stream last week, that 10-minute live stream test that turned out to be an hour and 10 minutes. See, mate, you know, you got to do some more of them, mate. It was fantastic, and it's really enjoyable. And you're like me, we live alone. You know, it's great to get out there and get the mouth going and talk to people and, you know, converse with everybody in chat. Give an update on what you're doing and what you're going to be doing. And also, like I do, schedule it so everybody knows you're coming on and can be there, because I think it'll be very popular. It went really well. Catfish swimming up the stream. Oh yes, no, that would not be. Yeah, that could be dangerous. Okay, so Sam's going. Okay, all good. Catch you later too, Tim. I'll be watching your show later, Rascals Hobbies, with Hobby Time Modelers. I'm sure you'll be on today or tomorrow. You're on nearly every day. Ian from Pitstain. Again, if you haven't, get over to Pitstain Hobbies. Check him out. Excellent modeler. Well, he's a good modeler, but he's excellent communicator and comedian, and have a great laugh. So it's all good. And thanks, Nigel. Thanks for calling in. And oh yes, all right. You have Jess. All right. I don't have Jess. I forgot about Jess. Yeah. Now we want to see Jess in a little Santa outfit for Christmas. That'd be cool. I don't have a Jess. I have my son who moved in, which I'll just quickly mention. He moved in 3 weeks ago, but he's only been here for 2 nights. 19-year-olds. Anyway, so yeah, excellent. All good. I'm going to be ending the broadcast. You guys say goodbye, and I'll be back next Friday. Again, the option's out there too. If anyone wants to join me on the chat, it'll be for the same time next Friday. That's not too close to Christmas. No, it'll be the 23rd. We're getting close. Yeah, I'll be still doing a stream next week. So if you want, just throw me an email and I can send you a link and you can join us. No problem. All right, excellent. Great. All right, guys. Again, thanks for joining. Hit Outlaw Paints up for your paints. Look forward to you all watching part 2 of the Yamato build that'll come out on Tuesday. And thank you to all the new subscribers that have joined the channel. And yeah, excellent. I'm going to go get my hair cut now, and now, and go get a coffee down at the local shop. And have a good one wherever you are, and stay warm. All right, bye.